Greetings, man. The topic that I'm going to be discussing today are the things that I have learned whilst the whole world was on lockdown due to the pandemic caused by the virus, or colloquially named as COVID 19. When the lockdown was enacted by the President of the country, and all schools within the jurisdiction of the Philippine government were commanded by law to withdraw their students from coming to schools in fear of escalating the ever growing cases of people who contracted COVID 19, I started to dwell in my room more often than I usually do. The big factor of me dwelling in my room for long stretches of time is due to the fact that I have lost one of the big reasons of going out, which is school. Being held hostage due to this predicament, I decided to stay in my room for long periods of time, only leaving when my body needs sustenance such as food and water, or when I had to do my chores, but obviously with great hesitancy because of my natural laziness. Other reasons for me to go out is the brief moment of doing my job that was to provide vouchers, which gives a particular code which gives access to the rental Wi-Fi that we have for our local customers. What overwhelmed me, I spent most of my time in my room playing games, watching YouTube, and other unproductive tasks that I deemed entertaining due to the high levels of dopamine it brings to my mind. In this endless cycle, I very much exacerbated the bad habits that I had prior to the lockdown, and this has caused me to have physical, mental, and social deterioration, which still have given me a handicap in returning to an adequate base level for me to perform well at any given activities. It is also important to emphasize what I have observed from other people that was also affected by the lockdown caused due to the pandemic, and not just my personal experiences. Because looking at the effect that the lockdown has caused on a societal level gives a more accurate presentation of the overall effects that was created. The first observation that I have is that a lot of people lost their jobs, and small to medium businesses were either struggling or bankrupt due to the loss of demand and supply in all different sectors of the economy. Whilst my parents, who were principals, were still able to operate their job and still have their wages, many people that I observed weren't so lucky, and it's estimated that millions of people will become unemployed and struggling to pay their bills. I also observed that the quality of education has lowered, not just because of the lack of the social interaction between the teachers and the students and the on-time feedback that was available to the students being able to question any particular topic to the teacher that was within the student's vicinity, but also to the fact that the proposed alternative to learning, which is through online classes, were considered to be ineffective due to the fact they did not only require for both teachers and students to adjust to the transition effectively, but also to the fact that many of the students, especially, either have slow connection or no connection at all due to, geographical and financial reasons. I've also observed that the act of traveling has become a headache to many people with the increased regulations, which I consider to be understandable because its goals were to prevent more cases of people having the virus to occur. But it is still a headache to do nonetheless because it can waste a large amount of time for travelers and also a waste of money due to numerous documents and sanitary products that you need to have at all times when traveling. I can also point out to the increase of prices of products and services due to supply chain issues and the imbalance of supply and demand that was caused to the lockdown, which forced countries to shut down almost all of their economic activity, uh, either domestically and internationally. This has led to many people to not be able to afford certain products and services that they need, especially for those who are more vulnerable, which are the people who are very, very poor. Finally, I've also observed how unprepared our healthcare systems in responding to the pandemic caused by the virus, and this has led to millions of people to die, especially the elderly who are more vulnerable to the disease. Many of our hospitals were unprepared to host and provide healthcare due to the influx of patients, and there is also a lack of medical equipment in terms of its quantity and quality, which are vital in order to have a good and enough diagnosis for people who contracted the virus, ventilation and protective gears for patients and the medical staffs for their protection, and actual medicines that can save many of the patients' lives who were bedridden in their hospital rooms. Whilst many of the things that I have pointed out are the numerous negative things that have happened whilst we are on lockdown, it is also important to realize that there are outcomes that can be considered to be positive for the world. One such example is the many inventions created, such as genetic engineering and other innovative methods that hasten the production and distribution of vaccines. The lockdown that was initiated has definitely affected me personally, the people around me, and humanity as a whole. And I hope that this event will be used as a great reminder to prepare any pandemic that will almost certainly happen in the future so that we can lessen the damage that will be done.